Probably a little quick video here today. Started to take some of this apart, took the remnants of the carb off and pulled that ratty muffler off, and it's starting to make some decisions for us. It's got kind of an odd carb, so if we wanted to do a direct replacement on that carb, they're like $110, $120 for the carb. We're not going to do that. These old flatheads, they'll run on kind of a bunch of different carbs. You can get kind of the one that was on there, which is the direction we're going to go, is something similar to this. This flow jet, if I got that right. They have a flow jet and a pulse jet. So flow jet has a diaphragm. It doesn't have a float bowl. And these are pretty good if you got something that's always kind of rocking and rolling, I guess. Pulse jet has the traditional bowl underneath. Now, we have a couple of advantages with this, I guess, in this configuration. That being, we can have our fuel tank mounted right to our carb. Now, if you wanted to do something like a mini bike where you had an external fuel tank, then you'd want to go with something like that pulse jet, something with a bowl. And I saw too where there's certain even Tecumseh carbs that you can put on these and they'll run just great. But yeah, I'm gonna order something up, and this is gonna go, that's gonna go away. I cracked that case off to take a look, and there's all sorts of stuff caked up inside there. I think it's just varnish, and it probably sucked a bunch of crud through it. And this, you know, no use trying to, yeah. So we'll get a different carb. And we're gonna go kind of the way we used to do motors for go-karts and mini bikes and all that, and we're gonna kind of go wide open on this. So we're gonna disable the governor. We'll talk about that when we get a little closer to that. So no governor, because we're not going to be running at a constant speed. We want to be able to rev this thing. So with no governor, what we're going to need to do is, once we get our new carb, we're going to rig up some sort of a throttle return, because this won't be doing that for us. Not a big deal. We're also going to get rid of the muffler. And if there's enough metal here, what we might do is cut this bracket away and kind of make a manifold for it out of some of these bits and pieces, and we'll just make a header. We're just going to go straight out. So yeah, we're going to hot rod this thing a little bit. I mean, we're not going to go crazy. The idea is not to spend a whole lot of cash doing it. But today we're just going to see if we can get a spark, or if we have to go get points and a condenser. So I'm going to pop the flywheel. I'll bring you back in a few. I'm going to take a sec to show you how to do this. This has a starter recoil clutch right here on the flywheel. Okay, so that's what engages your pull start. So in one direction it pulls, and in the other direction it freewheels. This is screwed onto the crankshaft. This is not a press fit or anything else. There's a tool for doing this. I've never seen one. I mean, not in the wild. I've seen them catalogs or whatnot, but all you really have to do on these is get a channel lock on there. There's a couple of ears on here that we can get a grip on. Put your pry bar in here to get yourself some working support, and then yeah, these just turn off. Sometimes they're pretty tight, but they shouldn't fight you too bad. So yeah, all you got to do is immobilize that flywheel with your pry bar, and then this will spin off. Cool. All right, be right back. Okay, so the whole exercise here was to see if we could get a spark, check on our points, condenser, that sort of thing. So pop the flywheel off. It didn't fight us real hard. Don't want to lose your key. It goes on the crank. But here, let me show you why we don't have any spark. So if we go to check on our points and our condensers, they're not there. Here's the saddle here. See those cutouts? That's where your condenser would sit, and your points attach into here. Whoops. Yeah, spin you right into there. Ultra close up. Something loosened up. Okay. Yeah. We could have spun that thing all night, all day. Somebody pulled all the guts out of the ignition. So we will be getting new ignition set for this. Yeah, once again, all sorts of dirt and old grease and everything. But you know, as I'm pulling this further apart, I'm not seeing a lot of evidence that we have bad seals on the crank, or that there's spots that the crankcase is leaking real bad. I think it's just accumulated mud and schmoo over years and years. So I think we're going to leave the case intact. You know, let's not borrow trouble. Check on the ignition, and it's, well, we checked. It has checked out. All right. Well, we're going to get some parts ordered, get a carb, get an ignition set, and maybe we'll make this thing go. All right. We'll catch you next time. Comment, like, subscribe, all that down there. Peace.